Bum 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 bum. But Emma, it's Emma. Oh my god! I'm going to rip my throat out. And now the finale. Sup dudes, my name's MNIDakota. Welcome back. Let's play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This should be the last part of this game, so to speak. At the end of this trial, I'm really just wondering what the frick heck is going on, because we learned that going back to the Joe Dark case, that it may have been actually Emma that had actually killed Marshall. But the way that she was trying to retell the story and how her image that the drawing that she wrote down kind of came into play. I don't know, it's all funky, dude. It's really gotten really out of hand. So yeah, we're kind of just going off the things of that, and yeah, let's just see where this ends off of. The final day, the trial, ladder, whatever. All right. February 25th, 12:06, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Don't worry about it. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. God dang it, freaking gumshoe. Oh, guess I am. Guess I'll come back later. Oh, wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run around while on duty. And on top of it all, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Oh, I take it Lana's having you run errands again? Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, she asked me to give you this if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? Edward was talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so.
You can at least study some evidence law, really.
The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message.
A message?
She said if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book.
Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. From a sky explains the 2 rules of evidence law. Alright. So we gotta bring up some sort of law here, right? One of the rules here. So, of course, no evidence can be shown without the approval of the department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on the trial. So I'm guessing, I don't know, if say Gant decided to present evidence and it wasn't approved, though he's the chief, so it wouldn't really matter, so it had to be somewhat relevant. I don't know. We'll see where this goes.
Doesn't look like that book will do any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence.
That's where you're wrong, detective.
Huh?
Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? despite all these allegations being thrown at me.
Mr. Ashworth?
The real trial today hasn't begun yet.
What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined by this forged evidence you've been unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal!
You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there.
What?
And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. This has been a really ridiculous case. I'm not gonna lie. There are points in this freaking whole episode that's just been bonkers to me. And them trying to introduce so many different like mechanics to the game because this is technically from the DS version where they were trying to implement all that crap into it. It really kind of lowered it a lot. There were points of this case though that was pretty good, but it's been really kind of just up and down hills, dude. February 25th, 1252, District Court, courtroom number 9.
Everyone now, shut up! Alright, we're now reconvene for the trial, Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions.
Thank you for the news, Your Honor.
Yes, well, normally this would be where the prosecution calls for a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there's some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have,
Strike a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses?
I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone's been talking and,
Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution.
a solution?
That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses.
What? But there are no precedent for what you're proposing.
Undeniably, that's an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal.
Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness.
Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial's as good as over. The defense calls. The time's finally come to bring out the real murderer. Come here, Gant. Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand.
Damon Gant? What the fuck? What does he have to do with anything?
As the defense partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck won't have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor?
True. Alright, bailiff! Please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Oh, I'm so old and fractured. Ugh. Here we go, this guy with this freaking organ theme. Brr, brr.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch.
Your name and occupation, sir.
Worthy, are you sure you want to do this?
Your name and occupation.
So, you want to play hardball, huh?
Please, Mr. Gant.
Fine. My name is David Gant. I'm the acting chief of police.
Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony.
Ho ho, righto. What's with the grim face?
First, let's clear this SL9 incident.
Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made
God damn it!
pretty clear already.
There are still some things unaccounted for,
Oh, like what?
like the role you played in all this.
Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware of the course that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Sure, here's an AK-47. Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to.
What? Is that true?
I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify.
Of course, such an action carries with it a certain risks.
Ah, don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you.
Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony.
Alright. I don't know if he's gonna bring, like, anything to, like, contradict, but we'll see. SL9 incident.
As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
Is that when Dark was arrested?
Him. He was lying on the floor unconscious.
Boom! Dead.
When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Doc bumped his head.
I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut.
But the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, and it better hit him hard and fast.
I mean, the only thing I could tell, maybe, is that he had a piece of the urn in his safe. So if the freaking jar was shattered, why would he have that? Oh yeah, we also have this glove. Huh.
Alright, let's just press him right now. As we're recall, ceremony was held at the police department that day.
Yes, that's right. I guess you could call him a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Doc and made him run away like that.
Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room?
I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Doc ran for it.
Okay. He's not, like, stopping me from pressing.
To make a long story short, we slipped up. The power outage didn't help either.
So the two of you ran immediately after him, right?
That's right. But Doc made it to the elevator first, so Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky.
What's this about a power outage?
Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil when that knife went through his heart, though. What the hell?
That's not funny.
What the hell?
When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Okay. Could you tell us what you saw?
It was a shocking sight.
Boom, dead!
Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together.
Dark was lying on collapse on the floor?
Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls.
Lana and Emma.
Lana was cradling Emma within her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what his sister had done.
Apparently she had already arranged the crime scene. What do you mean arranged? How can you know that?
Because of the victim's body had already been moved.
So that means
You found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier. It was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor.
Yes.
Anyway, I had nothing to do with the forgery.
So you're saying
But the forgery had already taken place by the time you've arrived at your office. That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt. But moving a body and hiding evidence is inexcusable no matter what the circumstances.
is that really how it went down?
Staring at the witness won't do any good, Mr. Wright. If we're going to stare at anything, barely spill. Okay, so they're probably telling me to throw something out. Well, they always the smooth talker.
Which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana didn't admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I gotta link Gant to the incident. Okay.
So there's two different things. There's two different things that I could probably present. I can either present the jar, but say that, oh, you had a piece of the jar in your safe. Why? But you also had this piece of cloth. So I'm trying to understand what exactly to present here. Technically, there's three things, because he also had the evidence list in his freaking desk. I kind of want to, because this has Emma's prints. That technically could say something. Evidence for something, but what? What the hell is this anyway? It says a piece of cloth. What is it though? Hey, it might be the piece off of his off the marshal's jacket, but I don't know. Alright, there's different things I'm gonna have to test out here, so let's see if it's this one.
Holy frack! If you really had nothing to do with the forgery, how do you explain this?
What's that? What's that on your handprint?
Chief Gant, your explanation, please.
I don't know, you tell me, son.
Huh?
My dear Rado, don't you know the second rule of evidence law?
Uh-oh, not this again. Evidence law!
Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Tell me, how is that rag relevant to this trial?
Guess it's too early to use this. Okay. Okay.
Right, so now we're bringing up the whole, like, it has to be relevant to the case, so. Damn it. Let's try the jar. I'm gonna say, there was different options here, honestly. So if we're going to have to follow up with this evidence law thing, we gotta make sure it's relevant to the freaking thing.
You claim it had nothing to do with the forgery. I'm afraid that's a claim you cannot back up.
Explain yourself.
Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this jar, for example.
That's the blue badge you showed us earlier.
A piece of this jar was discovered in your safe. Not only that, but the evidence list I presented earlier was actually found inside your desk.
It was found where?
You see, Chief Gant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in this illegal investigation.
Chief Gant, what does he mean by this?
Oh, he is a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy.
So you admit it, then, that you were involved in the forgery.
Who, me? And do you mean you?
Me? What would I have to do with that?
Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. The Fitz turtles can do so too. Isn't that right, Righto?
However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation.
Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment.
What? Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further. He'll end up paying work.
Yes, well, in line to the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office in relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene.
My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together.
Evidence and forgery. Okay.
Let's see, what was it now? A jar fragment and a list? For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after the dog was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't have helped me out in any way.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
When investigating a crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol.
You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences.
Oh.
Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make the same mistake again.
My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know.
All right, Udgy. In return, though.
I know. That place, right?
Oh, what are these guys? Telepathic?
Okay, now do I say you can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered?
No, I had to try. Alright, I'll just press. Alright, hold it. Playing in your office, I appreciate if you stop making these ridiculous allegations.
Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that.
What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped...
Mr. Wright, what are you saying?
Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry them in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're gonna need it later.
Later? What are you talking about?
What else? I'm talking about when Ryder's plans were found. Yes. If they were found inside my safe, they would prove his investigation was illegal.
I never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. They can't prove when these pieces of evidence were discovered. Okay. What do you mean by that?
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. I suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery.
If concealing evidence found in the crime scene is a forgery...
I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered.
If they were found in the dark was convicted, then they're worthless. Are you saying the star fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation?
It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have been suddenly materialized the day the dog was sentenced.
Oh, wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about possibilities so long as you can't rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Tell me something I don't know!
Come now, Righto. Think about it.
There's no reason I participate in a forgery. How can you look at me in the eye and say that?
'Cause I'm innocent. Remember? Who was it that murdered Neil?
I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Sky.
Well, now do you see?
Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gant. At the very least, there's one large benefit you reap from all this.
Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit?
That would be, of course, the position you have, Chief of Police.
Oh.
The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without the case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. That true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Ah! Careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are 3 people I'll look out for. Me, myself, and I. There, it's out in the open now. Would you mind if I change my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Wouldn't be anyone's accomplice. Well, do I press him here again? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Do I have anything that states that, like, he did get something for that? Because there's nothing there. At least... Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. There's been something in there for him. Even selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Someone else? I guess because... it would make Lana... I guess that's what led her to being a chief prosecutor, I'm guessing. Joe Dark. That's really like the only thing I could say, because then they can control both sides of the spectrum there. True, you might not help anyone out for their sake, but it would benefit you. You might decide to assist someone.
Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to betray the chief. As a nice man, he likes to lend people a hand.
That's not what I mean.
Very well then, who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence?
It has to be Lana.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky? The defendant?
I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? As for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit.
Self-profit? What do you mean?
After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. Yeah, that's where I was getting at. Person who arranged this job change was it was you, Chief Gant.
But how would he profit from all this?
You want to be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations.
You mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? No, wait, I'm stupid, Juan. You must mean popular as someone forced to do his own bidding. Never mind.
A minute, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you can control her.
Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something.
What?
Do you have any proof of this? I controlled Lana. For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing?
Lana, just keep it quiet to protect Emma. Don't wish to testify against Gant.
I'm afraid without proof, it all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture.
Unless that is also what happened in this incident.
This incident, which one would that be?
Of course, I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her.
Worthy, you better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Here's what you mean.
What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, the Chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his vomit.
What? Everyone shut up! Order! Alright, shut up, I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious.
Huh?
This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That is impossible.
Your Honor, I was merely reiterating what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. Looks like he's the one who's decided to go through with this.
Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in his murder?
Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. Question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell.
I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright got. And it better be good. Shows evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman.
Alright. So now we're back onto this murder. This case. I can only really... It can't be the screwdriver. The only thing I can say is the ID card. Because of the 77777 number. I mean, right? He's the only one that went in there. Or the first one that went in there, and that'd be my only case to say there. Unless, you know, we did say the screwdriver brought back to his office by Gant's request. Because Edward went to go get the freaking screwdriver. There's nothing else that would, like, point him out. Alright. Alright.
Okay. This is the ID card list.
Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. There was one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777.
Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that that's my card number.
It's your number.
That was out of nowhere. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Oh.
my god.
Well, how do you know that?
Safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code.
7 digits? You don't mean...
I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 777-7777. The same as the remaining ID card number on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room the day of the crime. Oh, frick, we're finally getting somewhere.
Order! Chief Gant, what do you have to say?
Nothing. The defense's search of my office is a violation of regulations.
And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card.
Chief Gant, 2 minutes. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime?
What about it? I'm the chief of police. What if it's the evidence room or the bathroom? What's the difference? I can go anywhere I want.
Tell me, when you enter the room, were you alone?
I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room.
Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he?
Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days.
You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant. I'm afraid you just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? You try to purposely determine Lonnie's guy's guilt?
No one is, in Your Honor. The strongest purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting?
In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Okay.
Oh, it can only be submitted to the chief of police. The lost item report. He had to go meet with him.
Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to get that report to the chief of police.
Yet you're in possession of that report, which means you can't be sure if he filed it.
He filed it. How do I know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day.
He needed it too?
Yes, to transfer the evidence out.
Oh.
Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room.
I accompanied him?
There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered that room.
Hold on, let me guess what you're gonna say next. I, Chief of Police, murdered poor Goodman.
Yes, exactly.
Wait! The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. Could I just lend him his ID card?
Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of the sort.
Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. Yet you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. Nah. Oh, frick. Did you just get electric? Was he shocked?
Chief Gant, you didn't.
The murder was most likely a spur-of-the-moment crime, for no one in their right mind would choose the police department as the place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana at the prosecutor's office. Why? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body, of course. You're forgetting, Mr. Wright. The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did you manage to move it there?
I was at the police department that entire day, you know.
Everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal.
Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. It wasn't... If we're saying that he was in Edgeworth's car, because Edgeworth was there. Remember, Edgeworth was there. He had to go Edgeworth had to go into the evidence room. And then during that time, he would have probably taken that body into the trunk. That's all I'm gonna say.
Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time, I thought it was a useless clue to just take it to space. Okay, here we go.
Okay, Chief, I moved the body. Mr. Wright, show us the evidence.
To move the victim body, Chief Gant used this. I hope this is right. It's the freaking screwdriver. This is how you moved Detective Goodman's body.
What's that? A screwdriver? But what does that have to do with this case?
Mr. Edgeworth, think back to the day of the crime. What is this screwdriver doing here?
And it's here because...
Oh!
I was asked to go, but Chief Gant no less.
Yeah, because he
told me he wanted to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here, as he had Edward bring the body. After the ceremony ended that day, I didn't plan to return to the prosecutor's office.
But you did, because Chief Gant asked you to.
You mean I...
The body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. Yes, here we go.
Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? What the fuck?
Yes, unless, of course, you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to transport evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation. To transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye.
What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations?
Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed into the trunk to be taken away. It's exactly the opposite. It's a photo of the body being taken from the trunk.
Chief Gant, please say something.
I believe your time's up.
My time's up? What the hell?
Sorry, Rido, but I'm having lunch with the district attorney general after this. We have to get going if we're going to make it in time for the early bird special.
But the cross-examination isn't finished yet.
Remember what I told you earlier? A police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal.
Weapons?
Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm evoking that right now.
What? That is not a right to casually invoke. There are certain risks to be considered.
So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now.
Well,
You think I had long to dispose of the body? If so, let's show you proof and get it over with.
I say it again, Mr. Wright. Demon Gang is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate any accusations against him without concrete proof. Well, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
You have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body.
Do I have any concrete proof?
I don't think so. Let's just be honest here. There is nothing kind of... There really isn't anything to kind of show for it, though. At least I don't... I could say... Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so yeah. I don't have anything. At least I don't think so. Well, I have no proof yet.
Right? Yeah, right. I'm trying to think. No, there can't be anything though. At least nothing that stated. There's no need showing evidence. I'm not sure of it myself. No, Your Honor, at present I have no conclusive evidence. Huh. See, G.
In that case, this court is forced to penalize you for your allegations against the chief.
What?
Here's a tip. Never gamble what you can't afford to lose, Righto. Seems that Lady Luck was on my side again today. Okay, Archie, I'll leave the rest to you.
Is that really it? The game?
I warned you earlier, Mr. Wright. This is an affront to a senior officer in our nation's law enforcement agency.
Oh god. Oh! Wait, what?
Lady Luck, Maybe we should have a word with her.
Mr. Edward, what do you mean?
There's one lady who knows the real truth behind this trial. We haven't yet had the honor of hearing her testimony.
A lady who knows the truth. Another witness?
In the absence of conclusive evidence, the only method to prove his testimony.
The Chief Gain has invoked his right to refuse to testify.
There's still someone else. One more witness who can answer all the questions raised in this trial. Someone right in this very room.
Mr. Edward, who is this person?
Huh. Lana? Why are you asking me, Your Honor? Have you forgotten? The defense is the one calling witnesses today.
Mr. Edward, does such a witness exist?
She may not be willing to tell the truth. But we can't just stop now. Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Lana.
The defendant? Miss Nice Guy!
She was in the underground parking lot at 5:15 p.m. on February 21st. Her task, dispose of the victim's body. In accordance with a certain someone's orders.
Mr. Edward?
Prosecution has no objections, Your Honor.
Very well, the court will now take its final recess for the day. In 15 minutes, we will reconvene to hear defendant's testimony. This court is now in
Hold on.
Huh? Chief Gant? I thought you were going to eat.
Listen good, Lana.
He's talking to Lana.
I don't think I need you to tell me I don't think you need me to tell you this, but if you accept Mr. Wright's claims, there will be terrible consequences. That's right. Your sister will be found guilty for Neil Marshall's murder.
This is good.
Of course, you never support such outrageous claims anyway. Blech. Just something to think about. Alright then, I got a lunch date to meet.
The hell is going on? Okay, is there any further objections? This court is now in recess.
February 25th, 2:04 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2.
Looks like we managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, thanks to your help, Edgeworth.
Yeah, Chief. He's something else, ain't pals?
Detective Gumshoe.
I'm not a detective anymore.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Don't worry. I've already decided where to work now. At your office.
My office?
Sure. I'll take the place of that top-knotted girl you used to work with.
What do you mean, Maya?
Still, looks like we're all out of moves now. Chief Gant's done it again. They always get the upper hand.
It's not fair. He has the right to refuse to testify.
Huh. Settle down, Wright. Remember what the judge said.
But Chief, he's not right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered.
Risk? What do you mean by that?
It's simple. If the chief refuses to testify, the opposite also holds true.
You mean he forfeits his right to say anything too? Oh, Emma! Emma, are you okay?
Yeah, when I came to, I was in the medical office. I've been listening to the trial from the gallery.
So she heard everything that's been going on. Emma, I'm sorry for what I said before.
No, don't be. It was the truth. You know, it's funny. I almost feel somehow relieved.
Relieved?
Yeah. Now I finally know what really happened. To think that all this time, My sister was being blackmailed by that terrible man. And she did it all, just to protect me.
Ever since her appointment as chief prosecutor, everyone who knew her said she changed. Perhaps it was easier that way for her.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean? To follow Chief Gant's orders. She must have shut herself up deep inside, to force herself to do anything and everything that Chief told her to. That must be why she became so cold.
It was all my fault. It was all because I murdered Mr. Marshall.
Hey, don't go blaming yourself now. If you want to blame anyone, blame society, pal.
Chief can't maybe be able to fool everyone else with this forgery. He can't fool my memory. I remember now. I knocked Mr. Marshall into that armor.
I see.
Well, I'm ready to get back. It's time for the final act.
Emma, why don't you wait?
No, I'm going with you. I want to be there. When Lana tells the truth.
Let's go, Wright. It's time to end this. Alright, this is the actual fun. What the hell? There's another to be continued? I thought, what the hell? There's another to be continued? What? Ladder 2! I'm finishing this game now. My goal was to finish this now. What the hell? February 25th, 2:21 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9.
Now then, what do you think, Miss Lana Sky? Please take the stand.
Alright, it's all on you, Lana. Miss Lana Sky, you're the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you.
But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all I've done these past 2 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you're under oath. You want to hear the truth?
Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with the Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. Your only chance to have to get Gant. Please. Please, Lana, don't screw it up. Gant and the fabrication.
I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself.
God damn it.
When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma.
Damn it.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure. But Lana!
If it is true, that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you gotta help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
What if she is telling the truth?
She's not. I know I'm my own sister. When she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
Your face may be getting cross-examination.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to press her until then. Alright, you worked alongside Gant for years? Hold on. How many years exactly?
Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24th in, so that would be 5 years.
Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners. I'm personally solid in testifying in numerous cases.
She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia.
Damon Campbell's respectable detective. That's why.
There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And
Fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. Did you also do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer.
Oh my god, dude.
My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point. She was traumatized that day all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana!
Do you guys what you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago?
I found Prosecutor Marshall's body. I rearranged the crime scene. You say you did this all by yourself.
Yes.
Would you mind telling us what you found when you were in the Wright, that crime scene?
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? Oh, okay. A prosecutor marshal died from an unfortunate accident.
That's the only situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change the statement.
You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark?
Something like that.
If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife.
Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
Oh, just to protect me.
So when you found a scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
I broke off the tip of Dark's knife and planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. I mean, I don't even have the tip of the freaking knife, dude. You planted the tip of Dark's knife into the victim's wound?
You ain't moved the body?
Well, why? Why would you do that?
You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders.
My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? Why did you move the body? Let's try why the knife. But why'd you do that?
Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Well, I tell you, this is the witness testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated a knife.
I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in the body would be all the proof we needed.
Would be all the proof that we needed? What? What? I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof. What? But why was the knife back in there? Weapon found in the wound was missing a tip. I kind of want to say the autopsy report, but I could be very freaking wrong here, dude. Only because just freaking random this freaking thing is. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof that we needed. According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was a murder weapon, right?
Yes, and leaving at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes, because I hated Dark for what he did.
Okay. Can I get the other statement here?
You what? You what?
Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where he deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk.
When the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there?
The reason for that is simple.
Alright, explain this more detail. Blah, blah, blah.
The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
The pieces of the jar. The Pieces of the jar. Pieces of the jar, you mean?
Yes, the wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body.
So, when you first found the body, the jar was already...
Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you had looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle.
I see. What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere.
Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone.
Okay. I mean, it was in the safe. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction with your testimony.
What contradiction in my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
You have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. See, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. Yeah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Alright, yeah, okay. I was going to say I was also in the safe too, but yeah. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and this bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're in the dark as we are about the truth towards where we're headed.
What?
Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well, Louise may not continue testimony.
Okay. Jar and the message in blood.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were still large, so I made sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean we were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Okay. Okay, immediately there were the blood traces. The jar was already broken.
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
Turning Alexis feeble is the defense's case.
But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
Normally I would have.
It was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them to dust.
Well, that was my case.
Lana, you do that for me.
Seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was.
If someone happened upon the scene, you will lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry.
I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
He's rather shocking.
Say if I wiped away the blood. I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened.
What do you mean?
If you really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall, You wouldn't have wiped away the blood.
What else could I have done in that situation? Lana! I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
Fragments were large, so I made sure I got them all. But you didn't, because it was in the freaking safe. That's what I'm trying to say. There we go. Okay. I just need to look at that again. All right. Miss Guy, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off of him.
Yeah, because a piece of it, part of it was still bloody. Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. Here we go.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too large for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
It may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. You were in my mouth all along. Can you believe that?
What? Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There was no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
We're not implying that this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, when he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that? Get on the stand. Oh my goodness.
Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
The immigrant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question, what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
Line of what happened afterwards isn't clear.
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Sky believed her sister Emma killed this victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. In his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason why Miss Sky became the chief's puppet. Oh, damn, it's hard on her thumb.
No, I did it on my own. Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore, like for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What did you just say? Twist the truth? What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap?
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Oh my freaking god, Lana. Maybe right after all. What do you mean, Wright?
So you do tell foul lies, then, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky, please testify once more.
What?
If evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will.
I can't.
There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
Alright, the witness may testify once more for the final time.
Holy freaking crap, dude. Actual crime scene.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Him and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. My chief can't help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
So that's where the piece of cloth would come in, right? Somewhere in this whole point. Unbelievable, the body was impaled on the armor sword. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof.
Actually, I do have proof.
What?
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Anonymous unknown. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please present this picture. I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check out the evidence again. There must be a picture in it somewhere.
The evidence law? Okay. How do I freaking open this daggone thing? Open the book. Open the freaking book. Oh, wait. No. You can see there's something there. Open sesame. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh my god, dude. The hell? Hey, there's a picture here. Holy freaking crap. And a piece of his cloth is missing.
Oh, my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I rearranged everything.
Okay. A piece of his stuff is missing, though.
Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be?
The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe? It had Emma's prints on it. What's this?
This is a handprint, isn't it? That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Whose are fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints... They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with this cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer. Very well, the defense may now begin his cross-examination. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Oh, hi. Come now, Urgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen. You can't. What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements in any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back and relax. Enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. So what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone? So, what's your excuse, Rido? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Yeah, it's just true, Mr. Wright. I show that piece of evidence now. Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now, and if you try to conceal it, anything, you will be one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. What do I do now? Better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present the piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. Cannot show the evidence. Show the evidence. No. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
What? You lie. Chief Gant? You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show him? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area? It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, Rido. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. What? You mean you admit it? You admit to it?
Here we go.
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, then that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky.
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
No, I ended up using the evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I had 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you.
2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why? For insurance, of course.
Insurance?
I was sure my plan would work, but it was always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence? What do you take me for, fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jaw fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go wipe the blood off of the pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what do you say you didn't fabricate this message on the jar too?
Some people just don't know when they quit, do they? That's why I kept one item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Rido. Cough it up alright. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admitted, then, Chief Gant, that you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe.
Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Oh, wait, wait, hold on, I think I know where this is going.
Foolish move, Rido. You should have shown it then before it was too late.
It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up, victory is mine. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
Alright, then let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows you actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes, at the last, you finally brought it out in the open. Here's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecutor requested to be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather, there must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must have been authentic, conclusive evidence.
Oh, you're as slow as the uptick as ever, Worthy.
What? Think about it. Rado had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints were on that.
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Where the fingerprints belong must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted.
Finally, freaking Mr. Freaking Phoenix is actually thinking ahead for once.
The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is Emma.
Emma? Emma Sky?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't he tell me?
Oh, you're really something, Rado. You knew this girl did it all along, and he still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true, tragic but true. This girl really did show pressure Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Guy?
You knew whose fingerprints those were all on, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet.
Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career, too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter, cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, and what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you're absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was you, Miss Guy, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, how could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical ring ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Okay, so it's definitely not that. Because Gant really wanted us to present this, right? He really wanted to present this whole freaking evidence thing. I'm thinking that, honestly, we got this freaking law book. And it says, notice shall be shown without the approval. Unregistered evidence must be presented and must be relevant to the case. Let's try that. Ho 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 ho. It's fun watch you squirm, Rado. Does I seem to contradict something? Oh, fuck. Damn it. Hold on. I... Damn it. Fuck, dude. I'm on the last part here. What is that? Dude, I don't know. Honest picture? What exactly is this supposed to be?
This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where that piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, it sure is all shown underneath. Sorry to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. Lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth...
Oh, it doesn't have blood on it. It would have blood on it already if it was... Okay. I was trying to understand where we were going with this, dude.
Wait, there's no blood on it.
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time.
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. It was most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar when the victim's blood. A jar that would then broke on purpose, then leap behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted a moment ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. It's finally all over. Oh, objection. What the hell?
That was close, Righto. You almost had me. Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Oh, now this is probably from the book. Okay. Jesus Christ. Here I go, thinking ahead.
Order! What noise is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect.
Remember, Udgy?
Early old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you?
Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
Yeah, at that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be illegal evidence. But that's not fair. Oh. Did you actually think you could best me in the court? It looks like the last laugh on you, son. On you, son?
I'm afraid Mr. Gaines' claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edward?
True, illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Okay, so now is the time.
You trying to admit to it that you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
Yes, I did not. I did illegally did it. I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
So the evidence is illegal.
No, it isn't, Mr. Gantz.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then, it's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Edgy, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe.
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier refused to present evidence. You can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law to do so.
Okay, now I do the frickin' ball. See, here we go, thinking ahead.
It wasn't that the piece of cloth was contradicting the book. It was that what the action was he was doing, and I was trying to point that out, but
Nope. I'm thinking ahead, as frickin' always. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
what's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in the book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be approved without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. Goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest.
Oh, yes.
No. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who can that be. Damon Gant, the killer was you.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr and then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman?
Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you got to help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted me one of the file lost item reports. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out. What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? Can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
Alright, you die then. He opened his evidence locker and he was taking the evidence out, he said.
It's not too late. I'm going to hand this all over to Marshall.
Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife.
Boom, stabbed.
I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would only lead to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worried so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but then what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
Well, leaving the prosecution's car aside, how could you get Miss Sky involved in all this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did and the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker.
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments in the glove.
Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I got to hand it to them. They did do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Frank evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will.
You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. And that leads off into investigations. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. But wait. Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Demon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now that you have Rado here, and Worthy, with these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. Oh, 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 oh. There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Demon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right. When the trial's over, I'll tell everything. All I have done these past 2 years. By the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
Joe, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
My, what high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top.
Oh, we get this year. Oh.
Oh,
By you, my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky.
And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it has been for you.
It was nothing. Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth.
Stop it. I only did my job. Stop freaking saying nice things about me.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor.
you're innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact that you still acted as an accomplice, a trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling? Stop that.
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains.
Oh. Oh.
Well, the trial's gone far too long already. Regarding the charge of the murder, the court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, not guilty. Oh, for freaking confetti! Yeah. All right, y'all. Court is adjourned. Now, everyone, just leave. No more. Not for a while. Whew.
February 25th, 5:03 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. A long last, it's finally over. Goddamn, Emma? Why the long face? Sorry your sister didn't completely get off the hook. At least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended, I could see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. You know, I did my best too. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
God damn, shit.
Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it?
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around all the while on duty. And on top of it, you calling me here. I seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, Are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. Oh, Lana!
Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago, was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I ever could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped into all that mess. Sis, I asked Aunt to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared of what you look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. And hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis, I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have. Oh, Emma.
Aww.
Oh!
Oh my god, dude. No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it's from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. Oh my god. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here.
Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right, well, I'll be going now.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you.
It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day you understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring him down once you try to go it alone.
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known it to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth. Who knows, given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor.
Edgeworth, don't you understand?
God damn it, dude. God, I'm losing my voice now.
Edgeworth, don't you understand? David Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. said, in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. Because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't it right, Mr. Wright?
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. What is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show me what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Oh, the list. The list. The two halves.
That's the picture I drew.
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half the evidence list, and I had the other. Apart, we would have haven't been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor. Away I go! Edgeworth, what will you do now? Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can just let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know, seems I owe you my thanks too, Mr. Wright. What I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in the court. Farewell.
I better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we'll both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis. I will.
Yeah, we get the smile. And so another case came to a close, and the end of this freaking game. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started a new journey on my own. Holy frick, hey, this video! A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go checking off just yet, pal.
What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she's supposed to be out of jail like this.
What?
I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Where'd you go, detective? I didn't think you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, haha. You see, this right here is the one who's been footing the bill. Why, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream.
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it all together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Alright, that is officially the freaking end of this freaking game. Look at this. We got different kind of... frick!
I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of Emma. I hope she'll be pleased to study on her top corner. As for me, this affair has pretty much ended in my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma.
Oh. Oh man, this case was so freaking long, dude. So freaking long. So much stuff they were trying to cram into this freaking thing. I was just so done with it.
Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though. They overlooked my unauthorized investigation at the chief's office. If we penalized you anymore, it would be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show. You can't shake me off that easily.
But yeah, this is, for what it was, part of it was really good, but part of it was just really freaking long and just
too freaking stretched out in my liking. Some of the stuff was just confusing to me. Especially when it came to like certain parts of the evidence to present, because I just didn't know what the freaking percent. Oh my freaking god, not this guy. My new mission is the guard's main interest to take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the interest for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm gonna make a detective. Oh, yes sir. That could be just like that Dick Dumb Jew. Oh my god. Don't ever do that again, please. No more sirens like that, dude. Oh. Oh. Huh. That freaking mascot. No. Go away. Go away, you stupid blue badger. Ugh. Oh, it broke. I'm seemingly going to take a little break from the Phoenix Wright series. Probably do something else beforehand. Before I decide to come back to this thing, because holy frickin' crap, I'm freaking Phoenix Wright out right now. The hell? What is it? Can't you see him having a showdown with the steak lunch partner? Miss Stahl managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Brown Beanie back her smile. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? I mean, for these different characters, I can, I'm fine with them getting different characters and allowing me to kind of, oh my god.
Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunch. The top layer tastes bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer's as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme, the hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
But different characters kind of different, kind of give different voices too. Was pretty nice. These different areas too. Also kind of. Oh frick! I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he's been doing or something or other for how many years? But anyway, I got another trial to get to, so I better be... oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go. Oh my god. And then the judge freaking full Usain Bolt out of there, dude. The game was fun though. Like, this was a pretty decent game. This is the beginning part of it. Excluding this episode, but overall this whole game has been, it's been different. It's been a fresh air for me since it's more linear. Oh my god!
Not to use the soul like a fresh country air. Still, something I do miss hearing you and your objection. Yeah, I can't go back until I'm full-fledged spirit medium.
It's like my afternoon training's about to begin.
Coming. Well, see you around, Nick.
Oh my god. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Maya again. That's for sure. I'm going to go on a note here and say that we're not going to see like Emma or Lana anytime soon, if at all. I don't know. Well, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh. Mr. Edgeworth. I brought you your tea. What's going on? Oh, Edgeworth's gone. But yeah, this has been more of a linear type of game, and I know I've been kind of playing a lot of like games that have been big and exploring and whatnot, and maybe not a lot of people are really into that. Oh my god, Emma!
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
Hold on.
Boom. Hello. Oh. Oh my god. Ah. That's a freaking adorable. Alright, that's it. That actually is it. Holy frick, crap. I don't think it's gonna need me to sit. Wait. No! It didn't need me to save at all. Okay. So save that last part there. Alright, that's it. That's it for Phoenix Wright. At least the first game, at least. Yeah, this is it's been a pretty solid game. I'm probably gonna put it on the tier list like I do for my for my like Yakuza tier list. So this one's pretty average though. I will admit it's not like overly like, oh my god I love it or oh my god I hate it. If we were going by episodes, that episode was kind of rough. But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't like hold it against the game itself. So that can be like its own entity, honestly, since it's not really connected in its entirety. Because episode 1 through 4 is technically the first game. So, and then of course the 5th episode here being like just a whole different thing. It's just whatever. All right, the next game that is Justice for All. Again, I won't be going straight into this. I plan on doing a different game next that hopefully people are excited for because I really wanted to dive into the series. But this has been such a pretty freaking good game. Yeah, I mean good in a sense of like the fresh air of how it is being more straightforward and such. And that I don't have to focus a whole lot on just like all side stuff or whatever. It's more just focused on the main thing, just the case and whatnot. And it's just nice. It's just nice to kind of like know and whatever. This is probably going to be a long video, honestly. I didn't expect there to be a second freaking part to the case. So yeah, I'm already recorded up to 2 hours, so I'm sorry if the video goes prolonged, but now that's gonna be the end of the Phoenix Wright game, the first game. So hopefully you guys are ready for the next Let's Play, because if you are, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, as it really does help me out. Leave a like if you really like the series. Leave a like if you just like my stuff in general. I don't know, likes and comments would really be appreciated, honestly. Subscribing does help. It does. It would mean a lot to me too, but honestly, the likes and just the commenting to see how you guys feel about everything, that also means a lot too. I do like when everyone else comments too, because that stuff really does kind of see what people that tend to watch me actually, joy out of me or whatever. So I don't know, leave some thoughts down below, and yeah, I hope you guys are ready for the next Let's Play. As until then, I will talk to you all later.